Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Options Mentor and another week of a crazy up move in the SPX. And now on Friday, finally, the market just having just a touch of reality and actually selling off some. So, as I've been telling you guys, August, not a month to play with. You can have some violent down moves. Very often, it can be a very high volatility month. Option, of course, volume in general, options, stocks, whatever. Volume gets thinner until we get back into September after all the summer. A lot of people are still gone over the summer. So we are still in a very dangerous spot here as the month gets started. In fact, let's take a look here. I want to show you what I'm talking about. I didn't just make this up. I've been trading a long time. So I just did a little weekly chart here. Let's go back to last August. Maybe look where we at the end of July or something like that. July 29th, we're in here. What happens? Boom, lower. And that was a muted response, really, because the market was really high on the bull market goofballs at that point. So let's go back to the year before. Boom, August, diving like a rock. Let's go back to the year before. Boom again, really diving like a rock. So this is what I'm talking about. This can happen. You need to be aware of it. Don't expect a market that's been at all-time highs to necessarily keep trending higher, higher, higher like this arm here. I'm not saying we can't trade sideways, maybe even drift higher. I'm just saying the chances of that are getting more unlikely that we wouldn't have some sort of a meaningful pullback, which we started to on Friday being down. I think what was it, over 100 or close to whatever it was. It was a lot. So, and if we also look at the VIX, now the VIX, honestly, I mean, it went up about 5 points. It wouldn't surprise me. You can see for the week, it really went crazy. But the VIX easily could hit 25 here if we get going and even more. But you got to be careful. A lot of times when the VIX spikes, as I've been telling you, we do have some relief to it. And I just think we could have a pretty good down move. I'm not saying there wouldn't be relief rallies. I just think we'll have kind of an overall bearish month, most likely. But as you know, in the style of trading I do, a non-directional trading, we can make it work, whether it goes up or down, whether we're right or wrong. That's what I like about this style. So let's bring it over to a trade you might look at for this week. I've talked about this one before, and it is the fly diagonal. I already have copycats. People, once I introduced this out there, I already had people copying me with their YouTube channels doing this trade and other people on the net. But I guess, imitation, they say, is the best form of flattery or whatever. So that's fine. It is out there. It's a popular trade, and I noticed other people decided they wanted to get on the bandwagon with it when I brought it out there. So this is set up this way. Now, obviously, I'm putting this on a market day off. This is Sunday. Uh, who knows where we'll be tomorrow morning? We could open up negatively again, but it could be positive, as many of you know. Trump just just for supposedly technical reasons to get the I guess borders and immigration, whoever trade people, give them time to get ready. He kicked the tariff starting supposed to be August 1st. On Thursday, announced it would be August 7th. I think they just had some logistic things supposedly. He also just hit Brazil with, was it a 50% tariff or something? I mean, so other stuff's happened. The market might take a negative tone, even with that tariff being put off till what is that, Thursday, I guess. And it's not, for anybody to negotiate further. It was simply, I guess, give them time to get set up for everything. So anyway, one other thing, there's not a lot of news this week. Your general market news reports and stuff, very dead week. So I think the market's on its own this week. It'll be having to trade off of whatever, news may come out or just technicals or what have you, because all the tech earnings are behind us, except Way late in the month will be Nvidia, but for now, they're behind us. And the Fed basically is pretty clear. They're not promising anything in September. So the market didn't get good news on getting a rate cut in September either. So there's a lot of things there you could be negative on. There's not much to be positive on. And the market's on its own this week. It doesn't look like there's anything they're going to hold up IV for all week, waiting, for a jobs number or something that's behind us now. So for this week anyway. So with this trade, I just, built it based on closing around 62.40 like we did on Friday. The VIX was 20. And then I just went up to 6,300, about 60 points. I centered a call butterfly. It's an asymmetrical call butterfly, where once I put that on, I went up 60, down 70. So I centered it at 6,300. And I went up to 6,360 and down to 6,230. So it looks like this. And then I added a put diagonal to it. I went down, what is it, about 60 points. And I bought the long put at 61.80, sold it at 61.70. And matter of fact, you could easily do this 2 times. If you're really leaning like I am, that we could really have more down move than up, I think doing this 2 times is fine. Yes, what's that do? It drags you down a little bit. If we do go towards that upper break even around 63.40 area, if you only did it once, you're only going to be down about half what you'd be down. If you do it twice, though, it's going to be worse. But look at this downside. That really, with 2 as opposed to 1, here's 1. Now here's 2. You can see you're much better off. So this is an idea I like here for the week. It is, however, it's a little long Vega, so it's not simply based on volatility going up or down. It's kind of not quite neutral Vega, but it's close, a little bit long. Nothing wrong with being long Vega here in the month of August, in my opinion. Even with the VIX at 20, there's plenty to be concerned about volatility being able to go higher. By the way, if we go down anyway, you got lots of room in your graph, and you have a fair amount of room. We could really go up 100 points before you have to adjust this thing. So we're in good shape here. What I do with this is I put these on this one right after the other. Like if I build it like this, I'd hit this button and boom, send it off at the mid for that, and then send off the put diagonal at the mid, work my way into the trade quickly. I don't try to game it. I don't try to say, oh, the market's down right now, let me put on the fly. When it goes up later in the day, I'll put on the diagonal. That's a fool's errand. Don't do that. Just put this thing on. And the same thing with getting it off. It has to be put on and taken off as 2 separate trades, unless you're at a brokerage that lets you do 5-legged. A lot of them don't. I know mine doesn't. So that's how you have to do it. So what you need to do, you can't set a closing order for 5 legs. So you have to watch the P&L. When the P&L is where you want it to be, maybe 10% of what you have in it. So this trade here, if you paid $15.50 for the fly, another little over 1,200 for the diagonals. So maybe you're looking for, 250, 260 bucks, somewhere around 10%, maybe a little under, and punch out. So when you see that, when you're up, 270, 280 or whatever it may be in the P&L open up here, then I just put the order in at the mid for both of them and work my way out. So that's how I would approach this trade. It's how I'd get in, that's how I'd get out. If you want to know more about adjusting it or what to do about it if it starts to go against you, you'll need to join my group over at arimer.com. All the links are in the description. You can join my trade alert service, currently up over 50% on the year. With our option trades, we've had 5 winners of 10% or more in a row over the last few weeks. So come on over there and check it out. Like I said, all the links to do that are in the description of this video, as well as joining me every day for Traders Lounge opening bell, so you can kind of get an ongoing group together with other traders you can chat with on Slack and in my meetings. We do have a Slack channel for all this. You can communicate throughout the day with me and other traders. So there's a lot to it, which you get with my services. And I also do one-on-one mentoring. If you're interested in that, email me directly at theoptionsmentorspx at gmail.com. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe on this video. And keep those comments coming. And I'll be back with you guys next week with another edition of the Options Mentor. Have a great week out there, folks. Bye bye.